Let me just get everything out. Let me just send it all out like I normally do. It's pretty hot. Whoa, what is going on? Sorry, I started this a little bit later than normal. That was totally my fault. I just woke up very late. I slept through all my alarms, woke up like at 9:40. So, yeah, my bad. I will do better. This. Had a lot to talk about today. A lot. So we will start with, let's get NHL out of the way first. So we're going to get NHL out of the way first, and then we're going to basketball. We have 20 seconds. Okay. We'll be getting ready soon, and here we go. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to KBM Sports Talks. I'm Kevin, and it is June 7th, Monday, 2021. And we are on another beautiful Monday. And we got a lot of sports that happened this weekend. We have the NBA playoffs. We had all that go down this weekend. And it was a great weekend for sports. Let me move over a little bit. Go like this. So I'm not so shiny. There we go. Well, I'm still kind of shiny. Let me fix that. See if I can fix it a little bit. See if that works. Let's move this onto the ground. It kind of worked a little bit. Not the best, but it was decent there. So we're going to go NHL first. Let's get that out of the way. So we're talking about NHL playoffs, and we had our second round start. So let's go to Friday, see what happened, if anything happened Friday. Okay, so Friday we had our first game our second game between the Montreal Canadiens versus the Winnipeg Jets. And the Montreal Canadiens won that game 1-0 and gave the Montreal Canadiens a 2-0 series lead. So it looks like Montreal kind of is winning that series pretty handily, which is very, very surprising to me because I did not expect that. But hey, good for them. And then we go to the Colorado Avalanche going up against the Vegas Golden Knights. And the Colorado Avalanche lose to the Golden Knights 3-2. And the Golden Knights are now one game back in the series. It's 2-1 in the series. And now we go to Saturday. Let's see what's going on with Saturday. Saturday, we had the New York Islanders going up against the Boston Bruins. The New York Islanders won 4-1 to tie the series up 2-2. And then we had the Tampa Bay Lightning going up against the Carolina Hurricanes. And the Carolina Hurricanes lost again. The Lightning won 6-4 to make it a 3-1 series lead for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And then Sunday, we had the Winnipeg Jets going up against Montreal Canadiens. Montreal Canadiens won again by a blowout, 5-1. So it looks like the Montreal Canadiens have this series locked up pretty heavily. They only are one game away from winning the whole series. And then we have the Golden Knights going up against the Colorado Avalanche. And the Golden Knights also won 5-1. And now that they tie the series up 2-2. So could the Colorado Avalanche be losing? Could they lose this series? We have to wait and see. But right now, it looks like they're going to hold on to that lead. It looks like they're going to hold on to that pretty handily. So Montreal Canadiens look like they pretty much had that series gone. They had that series easily. It's 3-0. I was actually surprised. I thought the Winnipeg Jets would have put up a little bit more of a fight. But I also understand that the Winnipeg Jets are also missing their biggest player because he destroyed a Montreal player in the first game. Literally, I think he probably decapitated the dude. But it seems just like that series is pretty much over at this point. Maybe the Jets will scavenge one game, but I don't think that they're going to even come close to winning that series. If they come back from a 3-0 series, then I will be in awe, but it seems just like they're not going to be. And it looks just like the Golden Knights have all the momentum in that series, like all of it. It seems to me that they found the flaw with the Avalanche because they just beat the highest scoring team. The only problem with the Avalanche is that they don't have that force like most teams have. They have the finesse. They have the finesse. They really do. They have the offense. They have all that, but they don't have enough to be able to be physical in a series like other teams can. Like the Montreal Canadiens, they can be physical. The Bruins, they can be physical. The Islanders, they can be physical. The Tampa Bay Lightning, they can be physical. I believe the Carolina Hurricanes cannot. I don't really think they are a physical team. I think they're just like them. So that's why I think Tampa Bay Lightning came out was physical and high explosive. And look what happens. Tampa Bay Lightning are up 3-1 in the series, and look what's happening in the Colorado Avalanche. It's 2-2 now. After coming out winning the first 2 games, now it's tied 2-2 series. So honestly, I fully believe that we are getting some really good hockey. And today we have the Tampa Bay Lightning going up against the Carolina Hurricanes in Game 5, I believe. Yes, No, I'm just kidding. We have the New York Islanders going up against the Boston Bruins, and it is Game 5. The series is tied 2-2. The Bruins are at home. Will the Islanders take Game 5, or will the Bruins take Game 5? Who will take the series lead? Do you guys think the Bruins will take the lead? I think the Bruins have to win this game. I think it's a must win no matter what for the Boston Bruins to win this game, just because if they don't, that's a huge, huge loss. And my thing is, what's up? I think the Bruins have to be physical in this series. I think maybe the Islanders may be out physicaling them. I don't think that's a word, but I just made it up, so we're okay. And now we go to the Winnipeg Jets going up against the Montreal Canadiens. Like I said, I just literally talked about that series. I think that series is pretty much over, so there's really not much to talk about. So now we go to NBA. We're going to start with Friday because we did have games Friday, so we will start with Friday. We had one game Friday. We had a Game 6 game. We had the Los Angeles Clippers going up against the Dallas Mavericks. And Los Angeles Clippers beat the Dallas Mavericks 104-97. We won't really get much into that game because they did have a Game 7 talk about that happened yesterday, Sunday, June 6th. But right now we're going to go into the Saturday game, which was the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. And we had a surprising win, but not surprising win. We had the Milwaukee Bucks lose the first game in this series, 115-107, which I was kind of surprised with, honestly. But let's go through the box scores. What did you guys think about the first game in this series? Did you think that did you expect it to go this way? Did you not expect it to go this way? Yeah, what happened to Harden? What happened to Harden, though, Eric? I saw he walked off the court. I didn't really see much. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Hamstring injuries. Oh, no. Did you expect the Nets to win? Who do you have winning this series? 40 seconds in? Dang. Do you expect the Nets to win this series, or do you expect the Bucks? If the Nets don't have Harden, do you think that yes, I know it was 40 seconds in, so the Nets kind of did beat them without Harden. But do you think that the Bucks will beat them without Harden, or do you think down the road? Okay, so then what if Harden is out for a couple of games in the next series? Do you think that the Nets will still win? So the Nets, I think, a team that's surprising me, which we'll get into after this game, is I think you all know if you watched basketball yesterday, because it was a very surprising game. But let's go to the score, the box score, or the stats. PJ Tucker had 7 points, 2 steals, 1 assist, 4 rebounds. Not that bad from him, honestly. He could have had a little bit more points. He was 1 for 4. He didn't have a great shooting day. 2 for 5 field goals and 1 for 4 from the field. Yeah, point. Unless the 76ers, I mean, I don't even think the 76ers Yeah, because I don't know if the 76ers are going to get past the Hawks the way they're playing, especially with Embiid not being even close to 100%. And then we got Giannis. He had 34, 4 assists, 2 blocks, but he had 5 turnovers, and he had 11 rebounds, though, so that's good for him. He could have had a little bit more assists if knowing Giannis, but 2 blocks is good for him. He always at least has to have one because of his size and how he is. Also, the 5 turnovers is kind of high. You cannot really have that. I do think they do have enough to compete with the Nets, but I don't think that the 76ers without Embiid can do. They have Embiid, yes, he's playing, but he's not full. He's got one knee. His meniscus is meniscus is what helps you push off that way to go forward to go side. It's what helps you push off. Without that, that's gonna hurt. I've strained that before, and it hurts. I cannot imagine tearing that. He's in so much pain, and he's playing basketball. I know they're shooting him up. They're doing stuff to him. They're doing all that stuff to him. I do know that. But at the end of the day, ow. Yes, they can live with that. They just can't get Middleton involved, which they didn't get. Middleton shot 6 for 23, 0 for 5 from 3. He had 13 points, 4 assists, 13 rebounds, and 2 turnovers and two fouls. So they did good with shutting Middleton down. With Lopez, 8 for 11, not bad. 19 points, 1 turnover, 1 assist, 5 rebounds. So they kind of shut him down. They were trying to kind of shut down Brook with rebounds. Brook's got to get a little bit more if he's their big man. He does. That definitely needs to get a lot more with for rebounds. Yeah, but they were all offensive rebounds. So that's a positive, but that means he had no defensive rebounds though. So he's kind of got to get a little bit more defensive rebounds, honestly, because it stops them from getting offensive rebounds, obviously, but you're the big man, you're the center. You kind of, yes, that's what you need from him. That's what they wanted. Let's see the Nets. You had, where's Blake? And the thing with the Nets is literally their bench. They had one person really not playing. That was DeAndre Jordan. Okay. Everyone else, so everyone on the team at least played 1 minute, except for DeAndre Jordan. Everyone on the bench played 1 minute. That's what sets them apart. The Nets are going to use everything they have. Because if you look at the Bucks didn't play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players didn't touch the court. If I'm a team and I get every one of my players out there, I would be afraid if that was the team that was playing against them. Just because the simple fact of they're showing that they can put anybody out there to get experience, to get work. Some of these people, I don't even know who they are. And the Nets put them out there for at least a minute. Yes, they're trying to the Nets are that team that are going to put all these players out there to confuse you, to get different matchups, to see what will work, see what will shut. Because it's when you use everybody, it's a different how do you say that? Scheme you have to run. And it's something different where teams aren't expecting you to put your 12th man on the bench in the game. They're not expecting that. They're expecting you to put your 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, maybe. They're not expecting you to put your 12th, 11th. Once you get past 8, teams really don't expect you to put that player in. But they do, even if it's just for a minute. Literally, they had 5 players on the bench with just 1 minute. That's very different. I really have not seen something like that, honestly. And KD had 29, 10, 3, and 1, and 2. Yes. We need to, yeah, that's what they're doing too. They're forcing Giannis to shoot. TLC, he only had 1 minute though. Also, be right back real quick. 1 minute. I gotta go grab something real quick. Be right back. Sorry. I'm back. My bad. Okay. I'm back. I need to blow my nose. And I need to grab water. We got Blake Griffin. He had 35 minutes. He had 18 points. He had 6 fouls, though, so he did foul out. He had 3 turnovers, 2 steals, 3 assists, 14 rebounds. What a game for him. He had a nice double-double. That's a great game for him. Then Harris had 19 points, 1 steal, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. A pretty good game for him. Could have did a little bit more with the assist and rebound department, but 19 points, we'll take that. Kyrie Irving at the most minutes out of everybody for the Nets with 45 minutes. Didn't do the best shooting, 11 for 26 and 3 for 11 from threes. Not the best. 25 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. Pretty good game. But something that I'm noticing is that they don't have a lot of assists. They had 25 assists. And the Bucks have 21. Noticing that both teams really don't have a lot of assists. Yeah, everyone in the starting lineup had 15 plus besides Harden. And that's the difference maker. That's what's different. You got to have a starting. Yeah, Harden's the playmaker, so he's like the assist person. But honestly, I think that. Okay, so what do you guys think the Bucks need to do? What do you think the Bucks need to do to beat the Nets? Yeah, what can the Bucks do to beat the Nets? I think that I don't even know what they can do honestly. But what if Harden's out? So let's say Harden is out for the next game. Giannis wasn't. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really didn't watch the game because I had a game, so I did not see it, and I had graduation too. Wasn't Holiday on Kyrie already? And I think he was, but I'm not fully sure. Yeah. I think that personally, looking at the minutes too, They need to get Giannis and Middleton and Holiday on the court for at least 40 minutes because they had Giannis at 35, Middleton had 36, Holiday had 37. They got to get them on there for 40 minutes, so at least they have as much time as Kyrie's in the court. Like every time Kyrie's in the court and KD's in the court, you have to have Holiday and Giannis on the court. Do you agree? If every time Kyrie's in the court, you have to have Holiday, and every time KD's in the court, Holiday has to, or Giannis has to be in the court. Yeah, but it's like you have no one. So you have someone to guard KD. You have Giannis. You have someone to guard Kyrie, Holiday. But you have no one to guard Harden. Harden's a playmaker, so that's the hardest part. You can shut that. You can guard KD. You can guard Kyrie. But Harden's going to find a way to make a play happen. Even if it's not with KD, even if it's not with Kyrie. He has Blake Griffin. He has DeAndre Jordan when he plays. He has TLC. He has all these players that he can play make and make plays with. That's just the problem with the Nets. And that's what happens when you have a three-headed horse, or if you're a Polo G fan, a three-headed goat. Yes, and then who do you put on Kyrie though? That's the problem. Well, the Nets do have Jeff Teague on the bench. Do you think Jeff Teague can guard? Do you guys think that Jeff Teague can guard Kyrie? I don't. Yeah. It don't matter just because of the playmaking. Like I said, you can try to put someone on Kyrie. You can try to put someone on KD. But what do you have to guard Holiday? Or what do you have to guard Harden? You have to put one of your best defenders, which is Holiday, on Harden. The Nets, literally, what he said, the whole squad is starting. The whole starting lineup is easily expected for 15. That's scary. If you think about it, and they're all friends. They all know what to do together. That's the scary part about the Nets. It seems just like the Nets built the powerhouse. It built it right. They didn't do what the Lakers did. Went out there and try to get the biggest names. They went out there and they made sure that these players know each other and are good together and that are going to mesh well together. The Lakers didn't do that. Lakers were like, let's get this dude, this dude, this dude, this dude. These guys went out there and got some players that fit together that will be able to mesh and to be flexible with one another. Most teams are not like that nowadays when you try to build a super team. This team is like that. The Nets, I don't like saying it just because they built a team just to beat the Lakers. We all know that. But now they're not even just got to beat the Lakers. The Lakers beat themselves. Yes, the Suns did beat them. But in the long run, the Lakers did beat themselves. I will always say that. Lakers beat themselves this season. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Harden will find everybody. Harden's the playmaker. Harden is he's the heart, but he's not even the heart because KD is the heart. Kyrie is the heart. They're all willing to not be selfish. And people could say that the three most selfish players in the game. Well, look what they're doing together. Look what they're doing with the Nets team. Yes, they can be the most selfish players on their own team if they're by themselves, but look at what they are together. You cannot fault that. You cannot say that, oh, they're the most selfish when they're together. Hey. Yes. Or LeBron's durability. LeBron was on the floor for 80 seconds with an eye poke. I've poked in both eyes in a game. It took me 15 seconds to get back to normal. It took him 80 seconds on the ground. Yes, I agree with that. Okay, now let's go to another game. Let's get out the topic for a little bit on the Nets and the Bucks. Let's see what other game we got. What other game? We had Sunday? Yeah, yesterday. Let's see what we had yesterday. We had a lot of games yesterday. So we had to start off with the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Philadelphia 76ers. The Atlanta Hawks beat the Philadelphia 76ers 128-124. 1 minute, it is loading up. And at the end of the first quarter, it was 42-27 Hawks. And then at the end of the second, the Hawks had so 42, so that's 15. And then they had a 20-point lead going into half, if I can do math right. That is huge. The only reason why the 76ers came back was in the fourth quarter. They scored 41 points, and the Hawks had 29. They believe they went on a 24-4 run, or was that the Clippers? I remember the 76ers did go on a run, but I don't even remember how much. I think what I'm talking about is the Clippers. But I don't know. I think the Hawks may be able to win this series. They showed something last night that was very impressive. And surprisingly, Embiid with a torn MCL or whatever they're saying he has wrong with them. Hey, we didn't think they could win game one. We didn't think that. I do think that the Hawks can give the second for the money. If the Hawks win this series, I do think they're probably gonna get the Charlotte Nets or the Bucks, either team, whoever makes it out of that series. But I think that they could beat the 76ers. I think every team is beatable, honestly. You just have to find their flaw. And maybe the Hawks found the 76ers flaw. Because Collins, let's go through the points. So John Collins had 34 minutes, 7 for 9 from field goal, 3 for 4 with 3-pointers. He had 21 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. Pretty decent day for him. Great 21 points. Then we had Capella, had 32 minutes. He was 5 for 9 for the field goals. He had 11 points, 5 fouls, 1 turnover, 1 block, 1 steal, and 10 rebounds. So okay, field goal. So Young was 11 for 24 for field goals. Then we go down and we have for field goals, they were 44 for 86 from the field. For field goals, they're at 51.2% for the Falcons. For the Hawks, and then for the 76ers, they were at 45 for 82 for field goals with a 54.9%. So that is a big difference right there. So a better shooting day for the 76ers from field goals. But for 3-pointers, there was a big difference. 20 for 47 for the Hawks, the 20 with a 42.6%. And then for the 76ers, 10 for 29 with a 34.5%. So 29 free 3-pointers for the 76ers, and then 47 for the Hawks. So it's proving right there that the 76ers are not a high 3-point shooting team. They will shoot them, but not like most teams will. They are kind of an old school team in a way. The Hawks, 47 3-pointers taken. Yeah, the 3-point is what the difference is. I believe that's what if the Hawks in a way their shooting wasn't phenomenal, honestly. Trae Young was 11 for 23 and he was 4 for 11 from 3. Bogdanovich was 7 for 17 and 5 for 12 from 3-pointers. Another difference was the free throws. The Hawks were 20 for 21 on free throws. The only one to miss a free throw was Capella. They were 95.2% from free throws, and the 76ers were 24 for 35 with a 68.6% rate. So another big difference is free throws. Free throws it's the free shot. How do you miss those? How do you miss a free throw? That is the biggest difference right there. And that is one of the bigger differences in is big. But another thing is they need the free throws is another big thing. Like you have to be able to score and shoot threes or shoot free throws. Because say they made six more of those free throws. So it's a 30 for 35 game for free throws. They won the game. They only lost by 4 points. So if they got 6 of that, they won by 2. They won 130 to 128. If they made 6 of their free throws, 6 more of the free throws, that would have been 30 for 35 for three free throws. So they won the game if they can make 6 free throws. Yes. What was he like from the line? Ben Simmons was 3 for 10 from the line. So he missed 7 free throws. 7 free throws right there. Literally, Embiid was 14 for 15. Harris was 3 for 4. Curry was 2 for 2. Maxey was 2 for 4. So basically, all the misses were from Simmons. Like, I mean, if they keep doing what they're doing, and when they go and foul Simmons and they make Simmons go to the line, that may be the difference. And Simmons cannot shoot free throws. That could be. He had 17 points, 4 steals, 10 assists, 4 rebounds. Great game, but he had 5 turnovers. How many turnovers did Trae Young have? Trae Young had 4. So how many turnovers? So there's 15 turnovers for the Hawks, and there was 19 turnovers for the 76ers. I mean, it's not that bad. Yes, it won't matter if Simmons can't make any free throws, but it will in a way too if he makes a free throw. If he makes at least, so say he shoots like 10 free throws. If he makes 4 of them or 5, if he makes 5 out of 10, that's good because that is at least his teammate. So that makes it a 2-point game. And then say Maxey goes 4 for 4 for free throws. He was 2 for 4. That's the game. It's tied. OT. But the Hawks have to be more consistent, just like he said. Hawks won't have consistent games like this consistently. The 76ers are going to get a game. We all know that 76ers are going to take like 2 or 3 games. If this series is going to be won by the Hawks, I believe this is going to be a 7-game series probably. It matters how they look next game. If the Hawks can keep their hot streak up, maybe they win this series. But we have to see, because we have to see how they will be able to bounce back and see how the 76ers look next time they play each other. That's all that matters, right? It matters to see. Do I think maybe, who knows? My connection. Okay, we're good. So we have to wait and see. And also another person that's got to step up for the 76ers wouldn't be a bad step up is Dwight Howard. He had 8 minutes. He had 0 points, but he had 4 rebounds and 1 steal. So he put his time in when he was on that court. So that's someone to watch out for if I'm the Hawks, because he was a difference maker last year with the Lakers. The Lakers won the Stanley Cup. They're playing hockey now on the basketball court. And now we go to a game that was a Game 7, and we had a team choke. We had the Dallas Mavericks going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. And wow. Just wow. Honestly. Yes, Dwight is needed. I agree with that. But Eric, you wrong. You said Clippers in 6. So we have the Dallas Mavericks losing in Game 7 to Los Angeles Clippers, 126 to 111. We have Doncic going off again, 46 points, 7 rebounds, 14 assists, but 6 turnovers. That is a huge thing. 6 turnovers is huge. Yeah, you got a point. We all did. But the thing is that Giannis, or not Giannis, Doncic, Luka, those 6 turnovers were kind of big. Really were. And the other thing, too, is that team runs through Luka. Everyone had double figures in the starting lineup. Yeah, Finley Smith had 18. Hardaway Jr. had 11. Boban had 14. Porzingis had 16. But they relied on their starters, so the starters were kind of tired. 39 minutes, 43 minutes, 31 minutes, 43 minutes, 45 minutes. And their bench, literally 9 minutes, 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 6 minutes. That is a big thing. Yes. And that's the thing. Like his teammates were not shooting a lot. Literally, Hardaway Jr. was 1 for 9 from 3-pointers. Porzingis was 0 for 5. That's huge. That is a huge thing right there. And now, like the Clippers, everyone had 15 for their starters except for Batum. But Batum came in Batum turned it on when he needed to turn it on. He was 1 for 4 from 3-pointers, but that 1-3 he had was a dagger. He had 11 points, 2 steals, 1 block, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. He had a game. He did what he had to do as that veteran on the team. Leonard had 28, 4 steals, 9 assists, 10 rebounds. He had himself a game. Morris had a great game. 23 points, 2 assists, 5 rebounds. Reggie Jackson, 15 points, 1 steal, 1 assist, 1 rebound. Or I meant to say 1 steal before, not 1 rebound, but he also had 1 rebound too. Paul George, 22 points, 10 assists, 3 steals, 6 rebounds. He had himself a game. The Clippers had themselves a game. They played Clipper basketball. They were that Clipper team that we all thought they were going to be. They were that team that we all thought. They proved it. Yeah, Porzingis, Porzingis, I feel like Porzingis has declined since his knee injuries. And I feel like, yes, that Kawhi and PG duo was there last night. That was the difference. I think personally, who are they going? They're going up against the Jazz, right? Am I right? Tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong, please. All right. So that duo right there, if they are like that duo that they showed yesterday, and they can actually keep that going, they may beat the Jazz. They may beat the Jazz. If that duo can do what they did last night, they can beat the Jazz, in my opinion. I think they can. Because in the way their bench played, we had Luke Kennard, 11 points, 4 for 6 from free throw, 3 for 5 for 3-pointers. Yes, they can really make it. Like, yes, D-Book is not as good as Luka. But do you think D-Book is a better shooter in a way than Luka? Like, from 3-point? But unless the Nuggets move on to the conference finals, then they have to stop Jokic. But in a way, the Nuggets really won't have much to guard. So you think D-Book is not a better shooter than Luka? Imagine our finals, or our Final Four. He's that low. What's Luka's? So what about? So we have. Yeah, so I think maybe they can be like the like I think Luka and D Book are kind of like the same for 3-pointers, but I say Luka is a better playmaker. Really, I think Luka is a better playmaker. He helps his team a lot more. D Book is more of the scorer in the way. But what was I saying? Oh, our final 4 teams. Imagine we get Suns. Yes. Do you imagine we get the Suns versus Clippers? And then that's on the West, and then the East we get the Hawks versus the Nets. I mean, only one team out of everything that I would say that I expected to make it to the final, be in the conference finals. I say the Nets is the only team out of those 4 teams I expected. And if that is what happens, I believe that the Nets have an easy ride to the if we get. Do you think the Clippers would be able to stop the Nets? Do you guys think the Clippers would be able to stop the Nets? Honestly, I mean, if the Clippers play the way they play, maybe. I mean, I don't really. Now, actually thinking about that. You don't think so? You don't think the Clippers have enough? So, if that's the final, then nothing can beat the Nets. I think maybe the 76ers can maybe at least give the Nets a run if Embiid can play like his game. But the only problem is the Nets free throws. Gotta make them. I'll always go, or the 76ers free throws, not the Nets. My bad. Yeah, my point. Yeah, you got a point there, Eric. But, so what do you think about? So the Nets kind of have an easy ride with the Lakers being out. Unless the Nets choke, in a way. Because that could always happen. I mean, you never know. The Nets could really choke. But something the Clippers do have, though. There's something that the Clippers say make it when they play against the Nets. The Clippers have Rondo. And Rondo is a great defender. And Rondo in his career, when he pulls up against Kyrie, he gets in Kyrie's head. Yes, I know Kyrie's not the only player, but you have. I know, but I'm saying if they get to they may use him against Kyrie because he's been known to kind of shut down Kyrie. So I know, yes, I know, literally. But if they use him, if the Clippers are smart and they say they make the finals against the Nets, if they use Rondo, I think that Rondo will shut down Kyrie. I think he will get in Kyrie's head. And then now you just have to worry about Harden but then the thing is, so who's Kawhi gonna guard? Harden or KD? I think who do you think would guard KD? Kawhi or Paul George? Okay. That's going to be a great matchup right there. KD versus Kawhi. That's going to be an amazing matchup. And then you're going to have Paul George on. Yeah. Honestly. But then who's going to go on? Let me look at the Clippers. Okay. Who's Morris going to go on to? The only problem with the Clippers is that they're in a way, they're missing. Ooh, I forgot about Patrick Bev. So they have 2 players there, Patrick Bev and Rondo, that can get into Kyrie's head. If they use that duo right, that means that they could shut down Kyrie. If they use that duo right, which it's the Clippers, they probably won't. Knowing the Clippers, they probably won't. And knowing the Clippers, they'll probably choke this second round. They'll probably choke somehow, knowing the Clippers. But their team, I guess now you can say you can now count out because they did come back from a 2-0 series lead against Luka. So you can't count the Clippers out at all. I'm going to say now. I had to say that for real now. But for right now, let's get off of basketball real quick. Let's get off of basketball. Yes, I agree. The Clippers offense is just bad. If it has its moments like it did yesterday against the Mavericks, then that's good. Hey, Kawhi was Superman when he played with the Raptors. So, hey, could we have another Kawhi Superman moment? Miracle moment? But let's get off basketball for a little bit, and let's get into something that happened yesterday in the football world. We have a massive movement. Eric, do not say in the chat. Wait until I say it. Please. We have the Tennessee Titans trading a 1 minute. Let me figure out let me see what they traded, and then I will say it. Let me know what they traded. They traded a 2022 second round pick, 2023 fourth round pick, in exchange for Julio Jones from the Atlanta Falcons, and also a sixth round pick in the 2023 draft. They get with Julio Jones. The Tennessee Titans have made a move to get two of the biggest freak athletes on offense in NFL. They have Julio Jones and Derrick Henry now. And then they also have A.J. Brown. But the only problem is Tannehill going to be good? Will they have somebody to throw them the ball that is good enough? Like, it's a great trade. But will Tannehill be able to pass them the ball good? Will Tannehill step up? It matters. They have they have the offense, but do they have the quarterback? But also, I will also say this: their coach, Vrabel, is one of the most, I think, maybe one of the most underrated coaches in coaching, because look what he just made this trade for a second round pick. Their quarterback, yes, he just got to be average. But also, what did the Titans do in the draft? What did they do in the draft? I want to actually know. Let me see. Let me see. No, I know, but Eric, give me a minute. Let me see. I want to see what they did in the draft. So it's 1 minute. Let me see. Okay, I'm looking for the Titans. Okay, so in the draft, they went and got. Okay, so they went and got Caleb Farley, cornerback. Good pickup there, but only thing is his back going to be able to hold up. They went and got Dylan Radunz, offensive tackle. Really good pickup there. Monte Rice, I don't know him really. Let me see. Not that bad. Elijah Molden, cornerback. That is a great. So they picked up two pretty good cornerbacks. Okay. Thank you. I'll see. Let me know when you get back, Birdie. So yeah, he doesn't want to play there. But the Falcons, I think maybe they could have got another pick Maybe they could have got like a seventh, like maybe try to like, squeeze out a seventh rounder like this year or something. Get another pick because only 2 picks is kind of like, and you gave up a pick. You gave up a pick too, so that's kind of. Honestly, I don't like. I don't think that what they gave up. Why did they give up a 6th round pick too? Why, was it not enough? Yes. Why did you give up a 6th round pick? Two, like you Falcons. What? Yo, where's Trey? Trey, you gotta join this right now because I gotta talk to you about your Falcons, bro. I know you guys probably have no clue who I'm talking about. It's one of my friends. He's a Falcons fan. Like they drafted. Let me see. I'm looking. They didn't. Who, the Falcons? Oh yeah. The Falcons. I'm just looking. I'm still looking at the. They actually got a good wide receiver too. They picked up 2 good wide receivers. The Titans too. They picked up Des Fitzpatrick from Louisville, and they picked up Racy McMath. And I remember when they picked up Racy McMath, and I remember I said it's probably one of the coolest names I think I've ever heard, Racy McMath. This dude, this guy right here, Racy. That's how you spell his name. That's a pretty cool name. Yeah, but they traded Julio. Why do I feel like? Okay, let me see something. Superstar NFL superstars. Let me see if they have. I forgot that's what trades. Last 5 years. Okay, let me see. Okay, so let's see. In the last 10 years, what trades have done the most? So now, I'm just looking, seeing now. Oh, crap. I mean, even when. So in 2017. No. So when in 2018, when Dallas acquired Amari Cooper, they traded a 1st-round pick. So, I mean, how old is Julio? Is Julio 30 or 32? How old is Julio Jones? Is he 32 or 30? I think he's 32. Let me see. Julio Jones. He's 32 years old. Time out. His first name's not Julio. His first name's not even Julio. It's Quintarius. Time out. His name is not even Julio. His name is Quintar. Hold up. Hold up. This is new information for me. This is his name. That's his name. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that Julio Jones' name is not actually Julio? His first name's not Julio? I did not know that. Wow. I did not know that. That's surprising. What? Wow. That's new information. Honestly, what did Julio Jones do last year? What did he do? What did Julio Jones do last year? Let me look up Julio. Julio. Oh man, I mean, so Julio Jones last season he had 51 receptions, 771 yards, 3 TDs. Honestly, maybe the Falcons did get a good amount. But maybe sending a 6th-round pick was stupid. That part was stupid. The 6th-round pick was stupid. But I don't know, honestly. I don't know. I really don't know. 1 minute. Let me look something up on my phone. So Julio Jones's draft, what they did for him is they got rid of him. So let me get into this a little bit in depth now. So Julio Jones, if you guys don't know who Julio Jones is, he was an Atlanta Falcon wide receiver in the NFL. So he's a freak athlete. If you guys ever, I wish I could bring up a video for you guys to see of how much of a freak athlete this guy is. He is a very, very freak athlete. He's a monster. He is, let me see if he is 6'3", 220, and he can run as fast as me because you guys know me. He runs as fast as me. He runs faster than me. Well, he's 6'3", so he definitely runs faster than me by a lot more. Like, he's a freak athlete. He can probably almost touch, you could probably almost put, like, you could probably dunk, probably gets like that high over the rim or something, it seems like. He's a freak athlete, but he's 32 years old, and his 40-yard dash, so I know that some of the people that watch us are track people. His 40-yard dash is a 55-meter race. He runs a 4.39. A 4.39. And he's 220 pounds. If that ain't a freak athlete, then I don't know what is a freak athlete. That is scary. That is just wrong. A human being should not be able to do that. A human being should not be able to run a 4.39. That is just, in my opinion, is a scary thing. But let's get off of him real quick and talk about the trade. So what they traded was, crap. Crappity crap. Okay, let's go back to NFL. So about that trade now, okay? So that there's been rumors floating around that Julio Jones is going to be traded. There was. Julio Jones he went on to a show and he got called, and they said that, and they even talked about Julio Jones' trade. There was rumors going around that was going to happen, that this was all going to happen, that he was going to trade A.J. Brown, a wide receiver for the Titans, a young, great wide receiver. And they traded not a lot of picks for him. They traded decent. But the only thing is, like, as I was talking about earlier, that is their quarterback, Ryan Tannehill, going to be able to produce and be an average quarterback for once in his life? Will he be able to not just rely on Derrick Henry? He has A.J. Brown now. He has a great offensive line. They picked up a great rookie, which was for offensive line, and Dylan Radunz. It's a great offensive lineman pickup to put him next to Taylor Lewan, to help him grow. Great move there. But is this going to be a good move in the long run? Yes, it is, because they didn't give up a lot. They gave up a second-round pick and a fourth-round pick. That is not that bad. They didn't give up a first-round pick. They didn't give up a lot. They gave up a pick that wasn't as big as they thought. They gave up stuff that it was a decent pick. And now everything goes back to the Falcons. Now what do? You got rid of a lot of money. You got rid of some good money right now. What are you going to do with it? Are there any free agents that are left out there that are decent? Let me see. Let's see if there's any good free agents out there left. Let's see. Okay. So, I'm looking. Everyone seems signed. Okay, Melvin Ingram for the Chargers is still unsigned, but that's not. Wow. Melvin Ingram from the Chargers edge rusher is still a free agent, which I am actually surprised about. He's 32 years old. Then Andre Villanueva, offensive tackle from the Steelers, is unsigned. So that wouldn't be a bad pickup for. Wait, when was the last time this was updated? Hold up. Updated April 15th. Okay, so this may be all changed. Oopsie. Okay, I don't know if this is true. If all of these are right. Yeah, I don't know. So I cannot go off of this. I don't know if there's any free agents left, because that thing I use is just too confusing. So now we go back to all these rumors. So we had our first big superstar trade this offseason. We had Julio Jones. That's off the board. Now we have to wait and see. We have two more. We have Aaron Rodgers, and we have Russell Wilson left. Will Russell Wilson get traded? Will Aaron Rodgers get traded? Aaron Rodgers didn't show up to his OTAs, his voluntary OTAs. Mandatory 3-day mini camps. Will Aaron Rodgers show up this week? Will he show up? Where will Aaron Rodgers land? Where will he go? Where will Aaron Rodgers play football? Where will he play? That is the biggest question. What are the teams that are his landing spots? The 6 teams that they're saying that his landing spots are the Denver Broncos, Carolina Panthers. But the Carolina Panthers just picked up Sam Darnold. New Orleans Saints, Las Vegas Raiders, Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. Maybe the Seattle Seahawks. Maybe it's the Seattle Seahawks. Maybe they do a quarterback trade. Russell Wilson for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, if that trade was to happen, that's not a bad trade right there. That's a pretty nice trade. Aaron Rodgers for Russell Wilson. I mean, can you imagine? And Russell Wilson, he's back in his college day where he played college in Wisconsin. I mean, that's not a bad trade right there. But I don't think that will happen, just because I don't know. I don't really think that would happen. But if, say, he goes to the Denver Broncos, he's got some decent weapons. They have. Hold up. Let me see. What do they have? Let's see what the Broncos got for weapons. And also, this heat wave, you guys, in Massachusetts is, whew, it's hot. It is hot, 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 hot. I'm looking for the Broncos, right? I forgot. Oh, yes, I'm looking for the Broncos. Okay, so let's go to the depth chart. Let's see. And also, so as everything's loading up, you guys haven't hit that like button, hit that like button. It would mean a lot. Also, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, the subscribe button is red still. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys for blowing up that last video. Literally, the last video of my college baseball preview / prediction for the first round has blown up. And also, we still got to get into college baseball, talking about college baseball. We will do that after I go over the Denver Broncos because I want to see what the Denver Broncos have because I kind of don't really know. So they have Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler. They have Noah Fant. I mean, not the best, but not the worst. They have Melvin Gordon. They have Javonte Williams. They have a pretty they have a very nice young team, but is it enough? I don't know. Will Von Miller get rid of Von Miller? Will Von Miller and them get part ways? That's another rumor going around. Will Von Miller leave? Imagine the Packers go and get Von Miller and trade Aaron Rodgers. They get Von Miller and say they go get Von Miller and say they go and trade for, say the trade is Drew Lock and Von Miller for Aaron Rodgers and like a 7th round pick. That ain't a bad trade for the Packers. You have Jordan Love now, and so say the Packers trade with the Broncos and the Packers go and get Von Miller. Wherever just joined, I'm talking about, say the Packers go and get Von Miller and Drew Lock. And they trade Aaron Rodgers and like a 7th round pick. That ain't a bad trade for the Packers if the Broncos are willing to do that. But if I'm the Broncos, I'm not giving up Drew Lock. I'll give Teddy. I wouldn't give Drew Lock up because now you're gonna have Drew Lock sitting behind Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers is a good someone to learn. I wouldn't give up Drew Lock. I'd give up Teddy Bridgewater. Yes, you just traded for him, but I would give it to Teddy Bridgewater. But that's the other thing too. I don't think that the Broncos are going to trade for Aaron Rodgers just because the simple fact that they just traded for Teddy Bridgewater. They're not going to do that. They're not going to trade. And I just don't think they are. And then the other ones they're saying is you also have New Orleans Saints, Jameis Winston. I'm sorry. Carolina Panthers, they just got Sam Darnold. People are like, oh, don't let it fool you. I mean, the Raiders, maybe they flip-flop Carr and Rodgers, but that's a crap trade, honestly. The Eagles, only reason why the Eagles, they're saying is the Eagles, they have a lot of draft capital, but I don't think so because Jalen Hurts. I mean, I'm trying to think. The 49ers still could be that option. The 49ers could still – no, they can't because they just drafted a quarterback. The Lions just picked up one, and Packers aren't going to trade in division. So the Bears, Vikings, and Lions are off the board. Jaguars just picked up one. Patriots don't need them. Bills don't need them. Jets don't need them. Giants don't need them. But maybe the Giants want them. Maybe that's a dark horse. Maybe that is. I mean, but what do the Giants have to give up? I mean, that's something that we can talk about another time, though. Let's get into baseball so we can almost finish the live stream, you guys. So we can end the show today. Let's get into baseball. We'll get into the MLB too. Do you guys like me to talk about MLB first or college baseball first? What do you guys want me to talk about first? minute. Let me see something. I'm just checking something real quick. Sorry, I just had to see something because something's going on with my class, I guess. Like the class, like my senior class. So let's see what's going on. If you guys let me know in the comments what is first, let me know, please. Hold up. Let me see something. There's a banquet. I forgot to know. So, MLB baseball first. And also, if you guys are just tuning in, hit that like button. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. And also, we're talking about baseball, and then we're going to talk about college baseball. We just got done talking about Aaron Rodgers because we were talking about Julio Jones trade. You guys can see in the chat if you go up, we were talking about that. And also, if you guys didn't know that Julio Jones, his first name is not Julio, and Julio Jones isn't even his name. I put that in the chat. I did not know this. If you guys knew that that's what Julio Jones' actual name, I guess hit the like button. I don't know what this, like, say it in the chat. I didn't know that was his name. I really did not. I learned that today. I was just like, literally on stream. I don't know. You could probably go back to like maybe like a first like hour, like the hour, like right around the hour. I think I said it was. I noticed, I saw it, and I read it, and I was just like, that's new. I never knew that about Julio Jones. That was his name. I did not know that it was. I mean, wow, information. You learn something new every day in sports. But we're going to talk about the games that happened yesterday for baseball. We're not going to talk. So we're going to do MLB first because it's much shorter. I'm just going to go through the scores real quick, and we're going to talk about them for what happened yesterday. We're not going to go Friday, Saturday, because I'm not doing that. That's just bad. So we'll go with the first game. We have the Cleveland Indians going up against the Baltimore Orioles. We have the Baltimore Orioles beating the Cleveland Indians 18-5. 18-5. I think that is the most runs the Orioles have scored in a game since 2015. So the Orioles, you guys may be 21-38, but you guys just beat a team that's 31-26, 18-5. You had 21 hits, 18 runs. Wow. What was that offensive explosion from you guys? I mean, wow. Good for you guys. At least you guys can win something. And then we had the Boston Red Sox against the New York Yankees, and the Boston Red Sox sweep the New York Yankees in their 3-game series. Their 3-game series in extra innings 6-5. They beat them. And Yankees, 3 straight losses for you guys against the Boston Red Sox. I was hearing all this stuff. Yes, I'm a Red Sox fan, so I am going to talk my crap right now. I am going to do it. If you got a problem with it, that's too bad. I'm going to talk about it. Yankees, you guys were all talking about, oh, you guys are going to be in the lead at the end by mid-June. You guys would be above the Red Sox. Well, the way you guys played, you ain't going to be above jack squat. There's the Orioles. They just put up 18 runs against the Cleveland Indians, and you guys can't even beat the Red Sox with that. Don't have the best pitching staff. What is going on with you guys? Like, I don't know if I have any Yankees fans watching, but I'm sorry. What is going up with you guys? I mean, that's sad. You guys said you guys are going to be, you Yankee fans told me to my face that you guys would be in first place or above the Red Sox by mid-June. It's June 7th. You guys just lost 3 straight to us. So, what are you guys going to do now? I mean, because you guys just lost 3 straight. So, hey, maybe you guys next time. I mean, I don't know, Yankee fans. That was bad. That was. Because your offense is just terrible. Like, your offense is bad. Like, you guys look like me swinging a baseball bat. I mean, like, bad. Also, we have the Miami Marlins going up against the Pittsburgh Pirates. We have the Miami Marlins beating the Pittsburgh Pirates 3-1. This was basically like a last place battle. But also, this ended the Marlins' 8-game losing streak. So good for the Marlins. Now they're back on the winning path. Now we have the Washington Nationals going up against the Philadelphia Phillies. The Philadelphia Phillies beat the Washington Nationals 12-6. And what a great day for the Phillies. They had 12 runs on 9 hits. Wow, that was probably a lot of home runs. It's a lot of dingers. And then we have the Houston Astros going up against the Toronto Blue Jays. The Houston Astros beat the Houston Astros beat the Toronto Blue Jays 6-3. Do we even call them the Toronto Blue Jays at this point? They haven't played in Toronto once this year. Can we call them like the Buffalo Blue Jays because that's where they've been playing? Can we call them is that illegal to call them the Buffalo Blue Jays now? I'm calling them the Buffalo Blue Jays because that's where they're playing. The Buffalo Blue Jays lose to the Houston Astros 6-3, and Altuve hits a leadoff home run. So, wow. Yeah, he did. Wow. Hey, good for him. And now we go to the Los Angeles Dodgers going up against the Atlanta Braves. The Atlanta Braves beat the Los Angeles Dodgers 4-2, and Bauer gets his 4th loss of the year. He is 6-4 on the year. Wow. What is going on, Bauer outage? Come on. Come on, Bauer. You have the Arizona Diamondbacks going up against the Milwaukee Brewers. The Milwaukee Brewers beat the Arizona Diamondbacks 2-0, and the D-backs lose their 17th straight road game in a row. Well, that sucks to be an Arizona Diamondbacks fan. Now you go to the Detroit Tigers going up against the Chicago White Sox. The Chicago White Sox Chicago White Sox beat the I cannot speak right now. Oh my gosh. The Chicago White Sox beat the Detroit Tigers 3-0, and that was a pretty good game. I believe that the Chicago White Sox scored all their runs in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And now we go to the Minnesota Twins going up against the Kansas City Royals. The Minnesota Twins beat the Kansas City Royals, and the Minnesota Twins had a triple play. If you guys don't know what a triple play is when you get 3 outs on one play. Third base gets out, second base gets out, and first base gets out. Or home, second, first. I don't know how they know. But they got a triple play, and that is a rarity. So good for the Minnesota Twins. You guys are 24-35, but you got a triple play this year. You can say that. Good for them. They have a triple play. Whoop-de-doo. Then you had the Cincinnati Reds going up against the St. Louis Cardinals. The St. Louis Cardinals lost to the Cincinnati Reds 8-7. And the Cincinnati Reds supposedly swept the St. Louis Cardinals in a 4-game sweep in this series. Wow. Good for the Cincinnati Reds. Tampa Bay Rays beat this. Oh my gosh. I hope the Rangers are not on the losing streak again. I hope they've won a game. Oh my gosh. The Tampa Bay Rays beat the Texas Rangers 7-1. And we got to hope that the Rangers won a game, because if they didn't, that means they're probably on their 11th losing streak, 11th game lost or 12th. We'll have to wait because I'll look at the standings in a minute, but it's not looking good. And now we go to the Oakland A's going up against the Colorado Rockies. The Colorado Rockies beat the Oakland A's 3-1. And then we go to our third to last game with the Chicago Cubs going up against the San Francisco Giants. And we had the Chicago Cubs winning 4-3. And Patrick Wisdom hit 2 home runs and drove in 3 runs to help the Chicago Cubs beat the San Francisco Giants. And I have to say, Patrick Wisdom, third baseman for the Cubs, has come in clutch lately. He is on a hot streak. Then we have the Seattle Mariners going up against the Los Angeles Angels. The Seattle Mariners beat the Los Angeles Angels 9-5. What is going on, Los Angeles Angels? Come on. Then we had the New York Mets going up against San Diego Padres, and the New York Mets beat the San Diego Padres 6-2. And Stroman wins his 2nd straight game. Now let's look at the standings real quick. Let's take a look. Look. Okay, so now we go to the American League East. American League East, the Tampa Bay Rays are 1 game ahead of the Boston Red Sox, who are in 2nd place. And And Yankee fans, I have to pick on you again. You guys are not even in third place no more. You guys are in fourth place. How does it feel? How does it feel to be 2-8 out of your last 10? How does it feel? Does it hurt? It's okay. It's okay. That's what my baseball team is right now that I'm playing for. It's okay. The Toronto Blue Jays are in third place. They are 6 games back from the Rays, who are in first place, and they are 5 games back from second place. They are on a 1-game losing streak. Then we go to the New York Yankees, who are in fourth place. They're a half a game back from the Blue Jays from third place. They are 6.5 games back from the Rays, who are in first place. And then again, they are 5.5 games back from the Red Sox, who are in second. And this is the first time this year the Yankees are below their run differential is in the negatives. They're at -4 now. That's the first time this year. And the Baltimore Orioles are now 16 games back from the Rays. They are, I can't do math, so I'm not going to try. So they are 16 games back from the number 1 spot. Okay, you guys, that's all I got to say. I mean, they're 4-6 in their last 10. So Yankees fans, the Baltimore Orioles have done better than you in your last 10 games. How does that feel? We have the American League Central. We have the Chicago White Sox going up against, we have the Chicago White Sox 4 games ahead of the Cleveland Indians, who are in second place. And hey, Baltimore Orioles fans, you guys just beat the second place team in the American League Central by 13 runs, 18-5. So yeah, 13 runs. Wait, I can't do math. 13 runs, I believe. I think that's good. And wow, Cleveland, you guys, woo, good for you, Orioles. You guys, the way right now, you guys may go up to fourth place. And the Cleveland Indians are 4 games back from the White Sox. And honestly, this division is very surprising. The Minnesota Twins are right now tied with the Detroit Tigers for last place in the division. They are both 12 games behind for first place, the White Sox. And the Kansas City Royals are the team that is surprising me. The Indians, too. I expected the Indians to be 4th or 3rd. I don't remember. I think I don't really remember. But I just know that I did have the White Sox in first place. But I know I had the Minnesota Twins in second, and I had the Tigers in last place. And I forget who I had 4th and 3rd. But either way, Kansas City Royals, good for them. Great for them. They are 6 games back from first place. Then we go to the American League West. The Oakland A's are 1 game ahead of the Houston Astros. And then we have the Seattle Mariners, who are 5 games back from the Oakland A's, who are in first place. The Seattle Mariners are in 5th or in 3rd place. They are 5 games back, though. They are 4 games back from second place. Then we got the Los Angeles Angels, who are 7 games back from first place and 2 games back from third place. And we have the Texas Rangers, who are 12 games back from the A's, who are in first place. And they are 5 games back from the Angels, who are in 4th. And thank the Lord that the Rangers are not on the losing streak no more. They are on a losing streak, but there's only a 2-game losing streak. They are 1-9 in their last 10. So that means they did win a game. So thank the Lord that they did. They're not on a 10 double-digit losing streak. Good for them. Then we have we go to the National League. We have the New York Mets the New York Mets, who are in first place. They're 3.5 games in first place above the Atlanta Braves. The Atlanta Braves are 3.5 games back from the Mets. The Philadelphia Phillies are 4 games back from the Mets. They are a half a game back from second place. And everyone in this division is on a winning streak. The top 3 teams are on a 2-game winning streak. The Marlins are on a 1-game winning streak. And the Nationals, though, are on a 2-game losing streak. Sorry, I didn't mean to say they're on a losing streak, except for one I meant to say. But it's okay. We all make mistakes. We have then we have the Miami Marlins, who are tied for last place with the Washington Nationals. And they're on a 1-game winning streak, but the Marlins and the Nationals are 7 games behind the Mets. And honestly, that is kind of sad if you think about this whole division. No one's over 500, in this division, except for the first place team. The Braves are 28-29, so they are one game away from being 500. But in the same aspect, they were saying the National League East in the beginning. They were saying the National League East was supposed to be the American League East this year. It's not even close. It's like this division kind of is, but we'll have to wait because it's still early. And now we go to the National League Central. We have the tie for first place. We have the Milwaukee Brewers tied with the Chicago Cubs, the 33-26 record. The Milwaukee Brewers are on a 4-game win streak. They are 9-1 in their last 10, and the Chicago Cubs are on a 1-game win streak, and they are 6-4 in their last 10. And the funny thing is, the only team that is over their run differential that is in the positives is the Chicago Cubs. They are plus 30. The Brewers are -4. And the St. Louis Cardinals are -18. And the thing is, too, is that the St. Louis Cardinals going into the weekend, I believe they were a half a game, or they were like a game, I believe, above the Brewers in second place, if I'm positive. But now the St. Louis Cardinals are in third place. They are 2.5 games back from first place because it's a tie for first place, so they are in third place. And then in fourth place, technically, maybe you could say third place, but technically in fourth place, the Cincinnati Reds are 4 games back from the 2 teams that were tied for first place. They're a half a game, 1.5 games back from the Cardinals, who are in third/second place. But the Reds are on a 4-game winning streak, and I forgot to say the Cardinals are on a 5-game losing streak. The Pirates are 9.5 games back from the Brewers, from the Brewers and the Cubs. And they are 5.5 back from the Reds. I think I did that right. I did that math right. And now we go to the National League West, arguably the second best conference or division in baseball. We have the San Francisco Giants, who are 2 games ahead of the San Diego Padres. Wow, they have taken a 2-game lead. Good for them. And then we got the San Diego Padres, who are in second. They are 2 games back, as I just said. The Dodgers are still 3 games back from the Giants, and they are 1 game back from the Padres for second place. The Rockies are 13.5 games back from the Giants, who are in first place. They are 10.5 from the Dodgers. And then the Arizona Diamondbacks are 18 games back from the Giants and are 4.5 games back from the Rockies, who are in fourth. So basically, the Diamondbacks and the Rockies are basically kind of like out of this division. Honestly, already they kind of already are out. They're just battling for whoever finishes last place in this division. Right now, the Rockies are up, so good for them. But that is the MLB. That is MLB. That's what happened over the weekend. That's what happened with the standings. Standings pretty much kind of stay the same for a good amount. But now we go to college baseball. The bracket. We have some teams that have advanced, and we have some teams that have not advanced yet. We go to the Arkansas region. Arkansas is the number 1 over team in the country. In Arkansas, the first game they played was against NJIT. NJIT played a game. They scored the first run, the first at bat, first pitch. They hit a home run to take the lead, but that was about it. The Arkansas beat the NJIT 13-8. And I got to say this, it's a double elimination. And then we had our other game. We had Northeastern going up against Nebraska. Nebraska beat Northeastern 8-6. And we go to the elimination bracket, and we had NJIT going up against Northeastern, and NJIT beat them 3-something. I can't really see the score. Arkansas now played against Nebraska. Arkansas beat Nebraska 5-1. And then Nebraska played against NJIT, and they destroyed NJIT 18-4. And then in the championship game to move on to be the regional winner, Arkansas lost to Nebraska 3-5. And now they play today at 7 p.m. to see who wins the region. Will it be Nebraska or Arkansas? Will the number 1 team go down? We will have to wait and see. That would be a huge upset if Nebraska can take down Arkansas. And then we go to the Ruston region, which is Louisiana Tech's region. Louisiana Tech played against Rider in the first game, and they beat Rider 18-2. At least Rider made it. And then we had NC State going up against Alabama. NC State beat Alabama 8-1 to move on to play in the winners bracket. In the losers bracket, we had Rider going up against Alabama, and Alabama beat Rider. And Alabama moved on to play the loser of the Louisiana Tech versus NC State game. NC State did beat Louisiana Tech 8-3. And they moved on to the finals. And we had in the losers bracket, the elimination game, we had Louisiana Tech going up against Alabama, and Louisiana Tech beat Alabama 10-6, I believe that is 10-6. And then they go and play. Then we had another rematch between Louisiana Tech and NC State, and NC State beat Louisiana Tech 14-7. And NC State won the Ruston Regional, and is waiting to see who they will play against in the Super Regional. Will they play against Arkansas or Nebraska? That's who they're waiting for to play. And now let's go to the other side. We'll go to Austin. We'll go to the second seed, the number 2 overall team in the country, Texas region. We have Texas going up against Southern in the first game, and we had Texas beating Southern 11-0 to move on to play against the winner of Fairfield versus Arizona State. And Arizona State beat Fairfield 7-6 to move on to play Texas in the second game. And then we go to the elimination bracket. We have Southern versus Fairfield, and Fairfield beat Southern. And then we go to the Texas versus Arizona State game now. Texas beat Arizona State 10-3. So Texas has basically scored 21 runs and only let up 3 in their first 2 games. Wow, it's a lot of offense. And now Arizona State gets a rematch between Fairfield now from the first game. And Fairfield this time takes the win, 9-7, beats Arizona State to move on to play in the championship of the region. They had to beat Texas twice. They didn't even come close to beating Texas this time. It was 12-2. Texas beat Fairfield to move on and win their region. And honestly, they scored 21, so that's 23. They scored 33 points and let up 5 runs in this whole region. So 33-5 was their runs differential. 33-5. 33 runs scored, 5 given up. That's scary. That's very scary if I'm a team. And now Texas will be playing against the winner of this region. And wow, what a surprise. No one predicted this. Let me get a drink of water first. So we have the Florida Gators region, which is Gainesville. They're the 15-seeded national team. They go up against South Florida first game. South Florida beats Florida 5-3. Florida is in the elimination bracket. They lose. The only team to lose the first day that is nationally ranked was Florida. And now we go to the South. We go to the second game. We have South Alabama going up against Miami, Florida. Miami, Florida beats South Alabama 1-0. And we go to the elimination bracket. We have Florida going up against South Alabama. South Alabama beats Florida, the 15 national seed, in the preseason number 1 team in the country. Preseason number 1 team. Mind you, Florida was the number 1 team going into the season. South Alabama beats Florida 19-1. 19-1. 19-1. That is just wrong. No team that is supposed to be wow. I guess South Alabama is for real. And we have South Florida going up in the winners bracket now. South Florida going up against Miami, Florida. And Miami, Florida loses to South Florida 10-2. Wow. And now, so Miami, Florida gets a rematch against South Alabama in an elimination game. The winner moves on to play South Florida in the championship of the region. And we go to South Alabama beats Miami, Florida 7-2 to move on to play South Florida. Who predicted this matchup? We have the number 4 seed going up against, I believe this is the number 3 seed. I'm not 100%, but either way, did you predict this? South Florida versus South Alabama? No, I didn't. I picked Florida to win this whole region. I was very, very wrong. We're going to have a team that may be a 4 seed moving on, or we'll have a 3 seed. No matter what, we're going to have a team go up against Alabama or go up against Texas. That if they can beat Texas, I will be in awe. Either of these teams, I cannot wait. But we have to wait and see because the game was suspended because of rain yesterday, so they will be playing today. But whoever comes out of that region, if South Alabama has to beat South Florida 2 games to move on to play, if South Florida wins the first game, they get to move on and play Texas. And now we go to the 9th seed, national seed, which is Stanford. Stanford is going up against North Dakota State in the first game, and North Dakota State loses to Stanford 9-1. And then we had Nevada going up against UC Irvine, and UC Irvine beat Nevada 7-0. And then we had North Dakota State going up against Nevada to see who will play in who will move on to the elimination game. And we have North Dakota State beating Nevada. I don't know the score. I just know that North Dakota State had 6. And Stanford took on UC Irvine in the winners bracket, and Stanford beat UC Irvine 12-4. Looked like Stanford's kind of coasting through this region. And then we go to the elimination game, and we have UC Irvine versus North Dakota State, and North Dakota State gets destroyed by UC Irvine 18-3. 18-3. And UC Irvine played later that day. Later yesterday, they had a doubleheader yesterday, UC Irvine, and UC Irvine played against Stanford, number 9 seeded, and they beat Stanford loses 8-4 to UC Irvine, and now they play today, get in the winner go home matchup, basically a game 7 matchup. We have at 10 p.m. tonight, and see if Stanford will go home or UC Irvine will go home, and the winner of that region will play up against the number 8 nationally seeded team / region. Whoever wins the nationally 8 seeded region, the Lubbock region, which is the Texas Tech region. Texas Tech played against Army first game and beat Army 6-3. And then we had this division was probably one of the best divisions in my opinion. I think we had North Carolina going against UCLA, and UCLA loses to North Carolina 5-4. So North Carolina UCLA played against Army in the elimination game, and UCLA beats Army and moves on to the elimination game. But North Carolina goes up against Texas Tech, and Texas Tech beats North Carolina 7-2. Pretty easy game for Texas Tech. Texas Tech moves on to the finals and is waiting for the winner of North Carolina versus UCLA, and UCLA dominates North Carolina this time 12-2. Wow. And then we had our final yesterday night. We had Texas Tech going up against UCLA, and Texas Tech just beats UCLA 8-2. Texas Tech is going to give up runs. They gave up 3, 2, and 2. So that is 7 runs right there they gave up, but they are going to score. They scored 6, 7, and 8. So they got every game they scored 1 more run than the last game. So Texas Tech won their regional and is waiting to see who they will play against. Will they play against Stanford or UC Irvine? That is who they are waiting to see who they will play up against, and we have to wait and see. Now we go to the other side of the bracket. We have the number 10 nationally seeded region, which is Notre Dame South Bend Regional. We had Notre Dame going up against Central Michigan, and Notre Dame beats Central Michigan 10-0 to move on to play against whoever wins this game. We have Michigan versus UConn. Will UConn beat Michigan? Yes, they do, 6-1. And then Michigan was my team to come out, and I know a lot of people had Michigan coming out of this region. But in the elimination game, Central Michigan takes down Michigan, which is a surprise to me. But then we have our biggest blowout, I believe, of the year and of the tournament. I think it is. Notre Dame took on UConn. Notre Dame beat UConn 26-3. Wow. That's just a blowout. That is just sad. Wow. Notre Dame beats UConn 26-3. Notre Dame moves on to the finals, and then we have UConn versus Central Michigan in an elimination game. UConn loses again. They lose their second straight. At least they got 1 win this year in the tournament. They lost to Central Michigan 14-9. And now we have Notre Dame versus Central Michigan in the finals, and Notre Dame plays Central Michigan again. The first time they played, they beat them 10-0. This time they beat them 14-2. Central Michigan's happy they scored at least, but they lost by 12. So in a way, they're kind of like, wish we would have lost by 10 at least, but then we scored, so we'll lose by 12 because we at least scored this time. But so Notre Dame wins their regional pretty easily. They scored, well, that's 24 plus 26, 50. They scored 50 runs. And they let up 5. So 50-5 was their run. They made Texas look like nothing. And that wasn't an easy region. Wow. Notre Dame is going to wait and see who they play against from the number 7 nationally seeded team region. We have Mississippi State is the number 7 nationally team, which is the Starkville Regional. And Mississippi State going up against Samford the first round, and they beat Samford 8-4. It's a move on to play against the winner of the Campbell versus VCU game. And this was a really blowout win from VCU. VCU beats Campbell 19-4, and Campbell plays against Stanford in the first round or in the elimination game, and I believe VCU or Campbell beats Stanford 14-13, I believe it is. So it was a high-scoring game. Wow, this was a very high-scoring region, honestly. Once you get past the first game, which was Mississippi State versus Stanford, you get a lot of high-scoring games. And today we have Mississippi State going up against, and then we had Mississippi State going up against VCU in the winners bracket. Mississippi State beats VCU 16-4. Wow. So VCU versus Campbell rematch. We have Campbell this time destroying VCU now 19-10. So will Campbell give them a run? We'll give Mississippi State a run. What we have to see today at 12 p.m., we will see, which basically it should have already started, but we have to wait and see because Campbell versus Mississippi State, will Mississippi State move on to win the regional, or will Campbell steal a game and force a game 7 basically for Mississippi State? Now we go to Tuscan region, which is the number 5 nationally seeded team, Arizona, which is who Arizona plays against Grand Canyon first game and beats Grand Canyon 12-6. UC Santa Barbara takes on Oklahoma State, and UC Santa Barbara beats Oklahoma State 14-2. And then so Grand Canyon plays against Oklahoma State in the elimination bracket. Oklahoma State beats them. I don't know the score. But then we have Arizona going up against UC Santa Barbara. Arizona beats UC Santa Barbara 4-0. UC Santa Barbara plays against Oklahoma State again, and this time they beat Santa Barbara beats Oklahoma State 13-3, so they win by 10 again. Oklahoma State was my pick to move on from this region, and I kind of did say I didn't really know a lot about UC Santa Barbara, but I said Oklahoma State, so I was very wrong. So Arizona State plays against UC Santa Barbara in the championship, and Arizona State beats UC Santa Barbara 5-2 to win the region and stay undefeated. They haven't lost, so that means Arizona is waiting to see who they play against from the winner of this, from the number 12 overall national seeded team, Ole Miss, for the Oxford Regional. Ole Miss played against Southeast Missouri State, and Ole Miss beat them 6-3 to move on and play against either Florida State or Southern Miss, and Florida State beat Southern Miss 5-2. And then we have the elimination game, which was Southern Miss versus Southeast Missouri State, and it was the biggest blowout. It was one of the biggest blowouts. It's not as big because it was 21-0. Notre Dame beat UConn 26-3. That was 23. That was 21. So, I mean, at least UConn scored 3 runs. Southeast didn't even score. They scored 3 runs against Ole Miss. That's a positive. Number 12 national team in the country. They scored 3. That's good for them. But then we have Ole Miss going against Florida State. Ole Miss beats Florida State 4-3. And then we have a rematch between Florida State and Southern Miss. And this time Southern Miss takes it 7-4. And they move on to the finals. And Southern Miss also hands Ole Miss their first loss of the region, which is 10-7 loss. So Southern Miss now, those two play today at 1 p.m. to see who gets the region. Will it be Southern Miss or Ole Miss? In a way, I kind of want Ole Miss because it would. I don't know. I don't know really. Either team, I think Southern but whoever wins that region will play up against Arizona in the finals or in the super regional. Now we go to the other side. We have the TCU, the 6th national team seeded. Overall national team seeded, which is the Fort Worth Regional. TCU beat McNeese State 12-4 in the first game. And we had Dallas Baptist going up against Oregon State, and Oregon State loses to Dallas Baptist 6-5. And Oregon State played against McNeese State, and Oregon State moves on, beats McNeese State. I think it was pretty easily. And so we had TCU going up against Dallas Baptist in the winners bracket. Dallas Baptist beats TCU 8-6. So Dallas Baptist has grinded out 2 good wins. And now we go to the elimination game. TCU is going up against Oregon State, and TCU loses in their own regional. And Oregon, they don't even make it to the finals. And Oregon State beats TCU 3-2 to move on to the finals to get a rematch against Dallas Baptist. And this time, Oregon State beats Dallas Baptist 5-4, and they force a game 7. I say the game 7. It's probably not even a game 7. It's probably like game 5, I think, or something like that. Game 4, and they force a game 7. I will say because it's winner go home, and it's on today at 4 p.m. So will we get Oregon State or Dallas Baptist? In a way, I believe I said TCU to come out. Or was TCU or Oregon? I said to come out either one. I could be right with Oregon State, but in a way, I kind of do want to see Dallas Baptist, just because, let alone the next division. We have Columbia division, which I'm very confused on. Old Dominion, they're saying Old Dominion is the nationally seeded team. They're 11th nationally seeded team, but they're in Norfolk, Virginia. They're from, I believe it was Norfolk. I believe when I looked it up, it was Norfolk. So why aren't they at their home facility? I know probably if you guys are whoever's watching this, if you guys are still watching this, I appreciate you guys for watching this. Hit that like button. Thank you for sticking this long. Just want to get this out, like all this information out there. Thank you. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you for still watching. But also, if you know why their Old Dominion's not at home, let me know. If not, you don't have to let me know on the stream. If you don't know at this moment, just let me know through Instagram or Twitter. But also, if you guys can follow those two, they're KBM _sports __. Should go follow those. But then we go to the other game, which is a great. Oh, we go to the Old Dominion division or regional. We had Old Dominion versus Jacksonville first game. Old Dominion pulls out the win 4-3 against Jacksonville and moves on. And then we had, this was a very great division. Honestly, it's all close games. Then we had South Carolina versus Virginia. South Carolina beat Virginia 4-3, and then Virginia played against Jacksonville in the elimination game, and Virginia beat them. I don't know the score of that game, but I just know Virginia beat them. Then we had Old Dominion versus South Carolina, and Old Dominion beat South Carolina 2-1, and Old Dominion moves on to the finals, and South Carolina gets a rematch against Virginia. And this time Virginia takes the game 3-2, and they go and play Old Dominion in the championship, and Virginia beats Old Dominion 8-3, and now today at 7 p.m. tonight, we will see if Old Dominion can pull off the win or Virginia will move on. In a way, I kind of want Old Dominion versus Dallas Baptist, but I will not be surprised if we get an Oregon State, Virginia. I kind of do want to see these two non-Power 5 teams move on, because that would be pretty cool. Honestly, you get a super regional between Old Dominion and Dallas Baptist. I think that would be a really good regional. And then we go to our last 4 regionals. We have the Greenville regional, which is the number 13 nationally seeded overall team, East Carolina. And East Carolina went up against Norfolk State in the first round or the first game, and they beat them. Eastern Carolina beat Norfolk State 8-5. And then we had Charlotte versus Maryland, which was a very high-scoring game. Charlotte beat Maryland 13-10, and Norfolk State played against Maryland in the elimination game, and I believe Maryland beat them like 13-0 or something like that. It was bad. And so now we go to the winners bracket. We had East Carolina versus Charlotte, and East Carolina beat Charlotte 7-5 and moves on to the finals. And then Charlotte versus Maryland, there's a rematch, and Maryland this time pulls it out, but it wasn't that high-scoring game. It was a 2-1 game. Maryland goes on to play against East Carolina in the finals, and East Carolina beats Maryland 9-6. The East Carolina is going to the Super Regionals, and they will be playing against the winner of this, the Nashville Regional, which is the number 4 overall seeded team, Vanderbilt's region. Vanderbilt played against Presbyterian first game and beat Presbyterian 10-0. And then we have our other game. This was a very good region, in my opinion. I think it really was a good region. English, Kevin. Good one. And I believe that Georgia Tech beat Indiana State 7-6. So good game for Indiana State, or good game for Georgia Tech. So Georgia Tech goes on. Oh, wait, just kidding. We had the elimination in Presbyterian versus Indiana State. Indiana State beats Presbyterian. I don't know the score because I can't see it. We had Vanderbilt going up against Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech loses, or Vanderbilt beats Georgia Tech 4-3 to move on to the finals. Georgia Tech gets a rematch against Indiana State, and Georgia Tech also wins that one, this time by a not even close game. It was a 9-0 game. So Georgia Tech goes and plays Vanderbilt, and Georgia Tech gave Vanderbilt a run for their money, but it wasn't enough because in the bottom of the 10th, Isaiah, I forgot your last name, no. Isaiah hits a grand slam, a grand salami, a grand homer, a dinger, and lifts Vanderbilt to give them the win 14-11. And they win the regional, and Vanderbilt will be going up against East Carolina in the Super Regionals. Also, I probably will be doing a video on the recap of the regionals right here. Once these are not right here, of the regionals I'm just talking about, and then giving my prediction for the Super Regionals. I will be doing a video on that one soon. So I hope you guys are ready for that. I just got to wait until probably tonight. After tonight, I will be doing those because right now I can't do them because they're not fully done. But now we go to the Eugene region, our second to last one, the Eugene Regional, which is with the 14th nationally overall seeded team in the country, Oregon. They went up against Central Connecticut State in the first game, and Central Connecticut State gave them a run for their money. 13-10. Oregon won, though. And then we have Gonzaga versus LSU. Gonzaga beat LSU 3-0. And now we have Central Connecticut State versus LSU. And Central Connecticut State was up 5-2. They came back. They stormed back, but it wasn't enough. LSU beat Central Connecticut State 6-5 to move on to play against the loser of the Oregon versus Gonzaga matchup from the winners bracket. Those two are the winners bracket. Oregon State beat Gonzaga 7-3, and then Gonzaga went up against LSU, another rematch. But this time LSU got the upper hand, beat Gonzaga 9-4, and we go to the championship. LSU pulls out the victory and gets Oregon their first loss, which is a 4-1 loss. LSU beat Oregon, and now today at 10 p.m. Eastern, we have LSU versus Oregon to see who wins that regional, and we'll play against the winner of the number 3, the Knoxville regional, which is the number 3 overall seeded team in the nation, Tennessee. Whoever wins this regional plays against whoever wins that Eugene regional, and we had Tennessee going up against Wright State first game 9, and they another whole grand slam by a Tennessee team. We have Tennessee in the bottom. They were down by 4 runs, or down by 3 runs. It was 8-5 going into the bottom of the 9th. Basically loaded, and 2 outs. I believe it was 2 outs. If I'm positive, it was 2 outs. I don't remember. I don't really fully remember. But all I know is they hit a grand slam, and Tennessee walks off on a grand slam. Walks off on a grand slam. Wow. And then we also have Liberty versus Duke, and Duke won the ACC. So what was going on with Duke? Duke lost to Liberty, or is Liberty that good? Liberty beat Duke 11-6. Wright State went up against Duke, and Duke, I believe, beat them like 13-6 in the elimination game. So they moved on. And then we had Tennessee versus Liberty. Tennessee beat Liberty 9-3. Wasn't even a close game. Then we go to the elimination game. We have Liberty versus Duke, another rematch, and this time Liberty also destroys Duke. This time 15-4, 11 runs, not even a close game. That was kind of bad. That was just Then we have Tennessee in the final going up against Liberty again. This time was a much closer game. It was a 3-1 victory, though, from Tennessee. So Tennessee won their regional and is waiting to see who they will play against. Will they play against play against Oregon, or will they play against LSU? Honestly, if you want, like, my opinion, I'm hoping it's LSU in a way, but I'm not, because that's an SEC team. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe Oregon, so we get a different game. But either one, I think it's going to be a good game. But so the regionals that are set, we only have one regional that is set in stone, which is the Vanderbilt versus East Carolina, because the other ones are still waiting. The Gainesville one has started, and it is already in the top of the 6th. Oh, so it was suspended. I'm sorry. So right now, it looks like it's the top of the 6th. And South Alabama is up 4-0 against South Florida. Wow. So South Alabama can pull off and force a game 7. And we have this, I don't know what time the game 7 is at tonight, or the winner go home game. I say call it game 7 because it's winner go home. But right now is the top of the 6th, and South Alabama is up 4-0. Will they hold that lead and move on, or will they hold that lead and force a game 7? We'll have to wait and see. But then the Starkville one is also underway, and the bottom of the first, it's already 2-0 Mississippi State. So it looks pretty much like Mississippi State is probably going to dominate against Campbell. So we'll probably see a Mississippi State versus Notre Dame in the Super Regional, and that's probably going to be one of the best games because they're both high-scoring teams. Literally, Notre Dame put up 50 runs in their regional, which their regional wasn't no slouch. It was Michigan, UConn, and Central Michigan. Those 3 teams are really good teams, and wow. What a college baseball tournament so far. Also, dang, you're back now. We're about to say. So we were just talking. I was just going through all the college baseball stuff, like the tournament. But I'm gonna be getting off. So you literally just got back, Nick, and I'm leaving. I gotta get off. I'm gonna get off and end the stream. But also we're gonna have. So the thing is, this weekend I know I told you guys that I would be doing the baseball or the basketball video, like the prediction for the second round. So I don't really know if I'm gonna be doing them for the second round. I may be doing I don't know fully, because this weekend I did have graduation and I had a lot of graduation stuff. So I don't really know if I'm gonna be able to do it. I'm gonna try to maybe get out 2 of them, or maybe just do the review and talk about the games. Maybe I'll do that, do the review for the first round. That's what I think I'm probably gonna do. And also, I will be doing the video on the bracket and 2020 the college baseball bracket, like the review. But that's the wait until all the super regionals are set. More likely by the end of tonight, they'll all be set. And then tomorrow morning, probably after the live stream, I will be doing it, like doing that video, recording that video and everything. But yeah, so that is what is coming soon. And also, I may do a video on the Julio Jones trade, but I don't know yet. Maybe we have to see. We're gonna have some more videos. We just gotta. Right now, it's just a feeling out process. Gonna be busy couple more days because just graduated from high school, so everything's going crazy right now. Everyone, you know what I mean? Like, everyone's graduated from high school. Some people haven't yet, but that watch this, just when you get there, you'll realize it's a lot of crap goes on after. So right now, those videos I'm talking about, I may do them today, like the basketball one. I'm going to try to do that today, get that out later tonight, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to, because there's a lot of stuff going on today. So it may just come out tomorrow or the next day. But I know the baseball one will be recorded tomorrow and probably done tomorrow. Maybe you'll get 2 videos tomorrow. Technically 3 if you count the live stream, the show. So you get 3 videos probably tomorrow night out, or you'll see them. Well, 2, then you have the live stream in the morning. Sorry about today, too, about how late it started. We'll be do better. I overslept. Not tomorrow at 9:15. Between 9:15 and 9:30, we'll be live. I'll send you guys the link if you want me to, or I'll just post it on Twitter like I normally do. Just be ready. Hope you guys are excited for tomorrow. It's gonna be a fun show because college baseball stuff's ended. We'll have hockey to talk about. We'll have basketball to talk about. We'll have baseball, MLB, and college. We'll have a lot of questions going on with NFL, college football. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, and I hope you guys are ready for tomorrow. And thank you guys for watching this live stream, watching this show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Also, to end this, haven't hit that like button. Hit that like button, please. It means a lot. Helps me out a lot too. Also, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, what are you doing? Why are you still watching, man? Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Do it. I know I don't got the bell next to it yet. I got to build some more. That's what I'm saying. Hit that subscribe button. Also, show people the channel. Help me grow this channel. It would really mean a lot. Get your parents, get your family, get your brother, get your sister, anybody that you can to subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot. And until tomorrow, see ya. Oh, I forgot. I got to hit the end button. It's 2 things. Oh, see ya.